if minarchism or limited government is the monopolization of violence, anarchism is the democratization of violence, and therefore we can say at some point, as libertarians, as well, I guess to use a term that we hate, mini statists, if you will, if you believe in a constitution, if you believe in a limited government, such as you have advocated for in the past, and certainly I have, then in some ways we do believe that in order for us to have the freedoms that we have, that we commit to a process of courts, police, and in order to at minimum adjudicate disputes and to carry out violence if necessary in order to enforce those contracts. I mean, we could talk all day about private courts and all those kinds of things, but at the end of the day, in some ways, we do say, well, you can be a communist and have those ideas, but you're not going to be allowed to force them through on the rest of us through government and create a totalitarian society. In other words, we dominate. We, not because we have a lust for dominate, but we dominate with a liberal order in this country in order to protect all of our rights.
Well,
Am I on track
that's
or off
because
track?
no, you're on track. That's because our rights are natural and they come from our humanity, and nobody can take them away. Not the tyranny of the majority, not a benevolent dictator. Nobody can, and you have the absolute right, individually or collectively, to defend those rights. So, if a communist government were popularly elected in the state of Missouri, where you are now, although it's more likely to happen here in New Jersey, where I am, where
Gonna
we're
say,
just a couple of
gonna
inches away from it.
yeah,
uh,
gonna
and
say, Judge.
and the communist government legislated against liberty, it would be absolutely moral and lawful to take up arms against that government, because the liberty they are trying to take away is natural and belongs to human beings. This is the difference between us and positivists who believe that the law is whatever the lawgiver says it is. So if the First Amendment were to be repealed, do we still have the freedom of speech? If you're a big government type, no. If you believe in the natural law, yes. The First Amendment doesn't grant the freedom of speech. It theoretically keeps the government away from it. Where does it come from? Our humanity.
Judge, about how many people in the world would you say you can have these types of discussions with?
Just the person I'm speaking with now and his fortunate and privileged listeners.